Hello and welcome to my showcase of my Ludo program, which has been in the works for the last couple of months. This was developed for my DAT602 course. It's gone right from design phase right through to the actual implementation. So without further ado, let's get into this. So here, as can be seen, here is my login screen. It has both allows a user to log in with both the username and their password. The username, it checks whether it checks whether the username exists in the database. If it does, then it will check whether the password with that username has that password associated with it. I know Kalida, she exists in my database. However, I'm going to give her a wrong password, and as can be seen, it displays a message that username or password is incorrect. If I continue doing this 5 incorrect times, a message is displayed. It's basically saying the account has been locked due to exceeding max number of login attempts. I've got to contact the game administrator through the following email address to regain access. If I click the return to login button, it takes me back to the login page. Now, there's another feature of this that was required for this game, is the ability to trigger registration if a username is not recognised. So as can be seen, I entered a username that's not in the database. It hasn't, no player owns as of yet. It's popped up a registration screen. And the registration screen also may be accessed through clicking this button here. It also has a email checker. So if I click there you go, invalid email address. So I must enter a correct email address for this to work. So I'm going to use Dan. gmail.com. Here we go. Username of Dan, and I'll give them all mine as a password. There you go. Now this is the game lobby. It has user high scores of all online players. I've ranked it according to the highest to lowest. As can be seen, I'm the only one with a score so far. If I scroll down, you can see all the players. This has all available games, so both open and running. Running means it's in progress, but you can still join an in-progress game. Some players might even be able to win if they're good enough. It is by by dice, so it's a game of chance. It's ranked from by number of players, so those that are nearly full will show first. This will allow stop for us from having too many half-full games in the list. I cannot access the administration screen through here because this player has not been assigned administration permissions. If I log out, I'll go to my administrator account. And as can be seen, the admin zone button is showing. In this zone, I've got all games which are actually running in progress. I've got a feature in which I can terminate anyone I want. I assume this is if something happens or they run into problems. I've also added a confirmation box. This way, if I accidentally click on the end running games, I don't get rid of a game which isn't important that is meant to be there. There we are, it's disappeared, so it is no longer running. It will now have the game status of terminated. And this is the player list. This is taking the list of all players in the database. I can add new players. Let's add an Emily. The password of all mine. This also has an email checker, but I'll just do it correct. gmail.com. I'll make her locked and an admin. Okay, so where's Emily? There we are. We've got username Emily, user password all mine, email, and she's locked and has admin permission. I can edit players as well. He's not important, so I'm just going to lock him out. Oh no, he's already locked. Okay, I'm going to give him admin permissions. So he is important now. Oh, also with editing, I'm not allowed to edit the username. I don't want them to be editable. But I am allowed to edit passwords and emails. So we'll do that. Chicken, Colden. There we are. He now has admin permissions. I can also delete him from the database. I've also got a confirmation window here. This is to ensure that I don't accidentally delete a player just by clicking on the button. So it's one of my safeguards. If I click that, there we are. Colden no longer exists as a player. He's gone. I've ranked these alphabetical as well, so it makes it easy to find username a player by the username. I think that's everything for the admin zone. If we close, that returns us back to the game lobby. The game can be exited by two ways. I've got an X here. This will make the player offline and shut down the entire application. I've also got a logout button here. This will take me back to login screen. It will take the player offline and allow them to log in as a new account if they so choose. I've also got the X here. This allows me to close the application. Let's log back in as Daniel. That's me. Password. Okay, so I can create games. I can join them. Let's start by creating a game. This is the game confirmation that I was required to have. Click yes. Here is my game window. So we've got up here. This is the game ID. This shows which game it is, who the host is. So the person who creates a game will be the host. This is a begin game button. It's usually disabled for everyone, except for the host. Only the host can begin, but for the purpose of testing, I've made it available at all times. But when the game is fully running 100%, that will be only available to the admin, not the admin, to the host to start it. This is a list of all players and their scores. It fits up to 4. This game is designed for 2 to 4 players, so 2 is the minimum required to play, 4 is the maximum. As you can see here, this is me. It's got my name and my icon, which is assigned to me at this on game initialization. We've got each color has 4 tokens in their home zone. Dice, which can be rolled, disabled until the game starts. This is the turn counter, so a player may roll up to 3 times within their turn. Each time they roll, one of these will light up. They'll only be able to roll again if they get 6. I haven't implemented that yet, but that is the plan with that. These flame symbols will eventually go. I've run out of time to do those, but these will be hidden and they'll appear below the player whose turn it is once that's implemented. Okay, if I click begin game, I've only got 1 player, so as it's telling me, not enough players to begin the game. So I'll click OK. Can't start the game because I'm hosting the game. I'd have to wait for a player to join. Let's resign from the game. Once again, a check because once you've left it. To confirm, OK. I've created this test game specially for testing it out. It's got 3 players already. If I join it, which also comes with a confirmation as required, if I join test, this now has myself and 3 other players, so 4 players. You can see that I've got all 4 players here with their actual names assigned. Usually I wouldn't be able to start this because I'm not hosting it, Test is hosting it. But as I said, I've enabled this button for anyone for testing purposes. If I click it, the game is now started. So if I click the dice, which is available, there you go, we can see that I've done my first turn. That's working. It's given me the number 3. But as game rules state, I can only escape from if I've got a 6. So I need to roll a 6 to move this piece. I've also made I can roll as many times as I like, just for testing again. Now 3. Oh, there's a lot of 3s in a row. I thought I'd bugged out for a moment. Come on, give me a 6. There we are, 6. As you can see, a 6 will take a piece out of home. I haven't implemented player turns yet. I ran out of time. However, as you can be seen, I've implemented player movements, which is what was required in the marking schedule. Genuine interaction, which allows my player to move. All 4 colours have movement up to square 24. So this is square 0, square 1. So 24 I do believe is up to here. So we've got the 6 on the dice at the moment. Let's get one of each blow out so you can be seen. All 4 colours work with exiting home. This is the only time a player should be allowed to stack. Let's roll a 2. Movement's working. Oops, that's one of those bugs I suspect that even though I've fixed a few of the issues where games were counting counters from other games as being here, I haven't got quite all of them, so it's still a work in progress. However, for the most part, it is working. There you go, one of the 2 blues moved. Oh, move 6. Now, if I do believe 2, 4, 6. Oh, let's roll this one. Okay, that shouldn't be working. It was working earlier. It's meant to not bring up a message if I try to stack a player on top of each other. So it's obviously a bug. It's cropped up earlier. So what was happening earlier is when I tried to move the same colour on top of another of the same colour, it would bring up a message saying, sorry, but that is you cannot move your piece there because you've got one of your own pieces already there. It would just ask me to do another movement. If it's an enemy piece, which I haven't implemented, but if I rolled 5, for instance, once I get it working, the yellow piece will get sent back home, which is another rule. At the moment, as you can see, they stack. So that is as far as I've gotten on this game, and at the moment I'm very happy with it. It's the most I've ever done with a program, and it's a lot of fun watching these move around. Oops, there you go, he's gone off. He's reached the maximum 24 squares he's allowed to move at. 5. Yeah, this one's not able to move, so that's another one of those bugs. Oh, he's reached the end zone. Ah, that's because he couldn't. Oh, yeah. No, he's meant to be able to go there before he disappears. He must have reached 58, number 58, which is... It's 58 squares right around, and when they reach 58, that's 57. They'll get moved to 58, and that's them home. That will be a rule I'll be implementing. This has been quite a fun game to code, and I do intend to continue until it's fully operational. But in the meantime, I feel this is, as far as I'm aware, it's satisfied all the marking requirements. It's got a login working, game confirmations, game window and display. I can see the admin zone is working properly, and I can interact with player counters to move them. So yeah, that's the game. Thank you for watching, and hope you enjoyed it.